Wow. I just, wow. That feeling when you just hit the button to start recording, or start streaming in this case, and forget that you have things that you need to do before you do that. You know, like, you know, hooking up the camera, getting lights on, putting pillows in such an appropriate position. Is the Bad Song stream over? Yes, it is. The Bad Song stream was on Friday. And we got through all of the bad songs out of the way. Where did the last Bad Song stream go? It got blocked. It got blocked in all countries. So that's been deleted because you guys weren't going to be able to see it anyway. So, yeah. Why is my voice so low? I can fix that. It might also be in settings. Let's try it now. Let's try it now. How you doing? How you doing? Well, shoot, I have nothing up and ready to go. I am doing a great job today. It's all good. So, how's everybody doing today? It's Monday. It is the last week of Prize Wars that you see on your left there. Friday will be the finale of the Prize Wars stream, in which, as it stands right now, we would be giving away only one prize, and that would be the Metalhead Box 3-month subscription to one lucky winner. Of course, in order for a prize to be guaranteed, and the only way in which we could unlock multiple prizes to be one is if the prize makes it to the sweet spot number, which is $400 per prize. So none of the prizes have hit that mark yet. The Metalhead Box is close, is within $130, actually $129. Right now, if you are backing the cash prize amount is an impressive $64.24, which is awesome, because that's 10% of the total amount that is raised during the marathon, so it changes with each donation. So with each donation, that amount goes up. So if that prize gets unlocked, or is the winner of the prize bid war, that's cold hard cash going in somebody's pocket. In fact, the only one that really needs some serious love in order to get paid out right now is the prize number 1 there. 4 terabyte Western Digital hard drive. Yeah, Bad Song stream was last Friday. That was pretty ridiculous. It was pretty ridiculous. 5 hours plus, you know, we kind of bordered on 6 hours of really, really bad music. A couple of good songs were kind of spliced within there in order to give it some flavor, and they were tracks that I didn't know, so I didn't know whether or not they were bad songs. Yeah, the copyright was definitely. Listen, the copyright thing happens no matter what. Like, I guarantee you that this stream will only be available for like an hour after it processes or whatever, because we're playing OPAC. You know, because we're playing OPAC. So this will not, you know, basically there are no real chances that streams are going to stay up for very long unless they're primarily just talk. You know, a stream where I just sat here and talked for 3 hours, which would be probably pretty boring, unless it was like a podcast of some variety, would probably be the only streams that would escape the copyright bullshit. What future live streams am I doing in the future? Neil, that is something that constantly morphs and changes and everything. Last year, we did 3 major events throughout the course of the calendar year. Actually, I take that back. We did 4 because at the start of the year we did a fundraiser for some new for some upgrades. We did the one-of-a-kind pets marathon, which last year the donation was $750 roughly, $775, excuse me. This year we were able to eclipse 1,000, so we hit brand new goals this year. We did the Slay Cancer Streamathon last year, which this I guess kind of is sort of in lieu of that, considering it's supporting the same charity. Last year the amount that we gave to the Ronnie James Dio Cancer Fund was $1,250 roughly. This year it's a little less than that at the moment. PayPal's the only way you can donate. No, you can also do Super Chat. I do allow Super Chat right here on YouTube. PayPal is a little bit better because with Super Chat, YouTube does take a cut. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. The way in which it goes for song requests, normally, by the way, is if the song is under 5 minutes, it's anywhere between $2 to $5. If it's between 5 to 10 minutes, it's anywhere between $5 and $9. If it's 10 minutes or more, it's $1 a minute. So if there is a Super Chat's not available for you. Well, I didn't realize that was something that was unavailable to some people. That's interesting. See, I learned stuff. I learned stuff from y'all. I learned stuff from y'all. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure it does, in some ways, benefit a little bit, or depend upon your what device you're using. So that is one thing to keep in mind. That is one thing to definitely keep in mind. So right now, what we're doing is that we are just going to we're just playing a couple of tracks here and there from the a couple weeks ago whenever we started this. A couple weeks ago whenever we started this, we got an all request stream for free queue that was about 200 songs deep. Oh, we did play this song. Never mind. That song has already been handled and done. And as a result of that, we have over 80 of the 200 songs already played. We have over 80 of those songs already played, so we will go through a couple more of those today. Of course, if you donate for a song, it will receive queue priority, which means that we will suspend going into the all request stream for free queue, and we will play your song after the next song, or if there are other songs that are in front of yours. You'll understand it as it goes. I tend to make that pretty clear as time goes on. Sometimes I love to introduce tracks, other times I just sort of let it go and just play it because it's either a song that most people will know, or even if I do introduce the track, people still ask. So, you know, that's just how things go. I unfortunately don't have a module where it just shows up with a command, but we do have a couple of commands. How much for a track? How long is the track? Water Blanc. Yep. In fact, I can help you out with that right there. That may help. And remember, we still have exclamation point CD sale. There are still CDs available from that sale. There's also 6 others that anywhere between $2 to $5 then water. Anywhere between 2 to 5. Just follow the promptings of Nightbot with that one. But at any rate, we do have 6 other titles that are available from the CD sale as of right now. Mostly because it was supposed to be ordered by a gent, but he never did get back to me and never did process his payment or anything like that. So, yeah. That means that unless something changes in the next couple days, there are a couple more CDs that are going to be available. including and they were all available before, but they're going back on the market, I guess, considering he either doesn't want them or something came up and he's just not telling me. It happens from time to time. Dirt by AIC, nice. That is an amazing, amazing, amazing album. If you really, really loved Rainier Fog, you'll listen to Dirt and it's like being in a completely different atmosphere. You will be in a completely different world with that track specifically, and really with that whole entire album. That is one of the albums that I prefer to call one of the most honest albums in music. I think it's one of the most honest albums that you will find in music. The album is so bad. Which one, Rainier Fog or Dirt? Because if you're saying, well, really either of them, I disagree. I think Rainier Fog is very good. But again, Rainier Fog, like I mentioned in the review, reminds me a lot of the Tripod album, and the fact that it's a little bit different than the previous two. They took a lot of risks and did some experimentation. It's kind of a positive sounding album in some places until you get to All I Am, and damn, that song got you. And that song is very self-reflective and everything like that, but still, the music behind is very dark. Doesn't matter, 1, 2, 3, Love from the old US of A, where no place is safe. I'm sure most of you guys have seen the news, especially domestically, of the shooting that took place in Jacksonville, Florida yesterday at the game tournament. Is this Pantera? Yes, it is. This is Cemetery Gates. But you know, I'm a gamer myself. I'm a fan of games. I'm going to be transitioning over to game streaming in time. You know, that's just a reality that's going to happen. Excuse me. So that hit really hard, man. That sucked. Because, listen, I've been to tournaments before. You know, I've played a ton. You know, a ton of different LAN parties and stuff whenever I was in college. You know, I did a wrestling show for a number of years here on YouTube, and every month we would broadcast pay-per-view shows live from a card shop that hosted tournaments also, and it's just, man, that's like the one place you don't expect something like that to happen. Thank you, programming. Appreciate it. Have I heard the theater version of this song? Yes, I have. It's not too bad. Thank you, Volum. Oh, Volum, you're here. Wonderful. Means I can take a look specifically at your part of the queue and say, hey, let's play a couple of kind of off-the-wall things. So we have some good stuff here. Got some really good stuff here. May expose a couple folks to bands that they may not be aware of. I just realized, you know, one of the very first things that was said whenever chat started was that Photograph by Nickelback is the worst song of all time. And I just have been reminded here that whenever I see Goku, whenever he comes into chat, he does have a request that's been paid for Leader of Men by Nickelback. So, yeah, he does have a couple things in there that Goku is... If he comes in here, you're gonna really you'll enjoy him. He has a wide arc. Like, there are some folks that hate it because a lot of the stuff that he requests isn't metal. But man, you have to understand, what we're about on this stream is not just heavy metal. We play a lot of it. We're about music here. That's why we just did a bad song stream. I thought this was a bad song stream. Bad song stream was last Friday, Gamma. That was last Friday, my friend. If the title still says bad song stream, you may want to refresh, because that's not what it says on my end. I reached down, how you doing? Yeah, bad song stream was last Friday. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. Yeah, because what happened, Gamma, was that I was kind of in a rush to get this going and just forgot everything. I forgot to change my title. I forgot to plug in my camera. I didn't arrange my pillows. Like, both my my audio and my microphone were muted. Like, it was just, ugh, what a bad start. I was just like, oh, I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. I'm dumb as shit. Up next, we have Oceans of Slumber. Oceans of Slumber is the name of the band. The name of the song is A Path to Broken Stars. Shoutouts to Volden for his request of this track. Big time shoutouts, boyo. If you don't know this band, you're about to. Last time I just recommended for you band Weed Pecker. Did I check it out? I did. Not too bad. Not too bad. Metal Fury! Dropping the 2-piece for Asking Alexandria's Into the Fire. That should be interesting. Yeah, I have a feeling that that's my bad. That's my fault. Because I didn't change the title until after I hit start streaming. So that's completely on me. That's completely on me. Metal Fury, thank you for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, LP. I kind of have to remember that that's you. And my question to you, though, Metal Fury, is where's that $2 going? Which of the prizes is that going to be supporting or in support of? I need to pull this down a little bit. That way we can get a little bit more CKN for your buck. A little bang for your buck there. Ew. Some Bloodstained Child, a €2.29 donation there. Metal Fury says to number 4. So number 4 will get itself a little bit of love, taking it up to 175. For the time being, though, with Water Blanc coming in hot with the 229 euros, which I'll have to do a little conversion. Oh well, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Although I will say that my phone is my conversion tool, and it's a little bit bleh. Oops. Especially whenever you put USA. We also have one from PayPal, so we're gonna toss over there for a second. Gorod finally announcing a release date for their new disc. That is some good news. That is some very, very good news. So glad to hear it. Now, for those of you who wonder, I don't do fancy programming on these streams, so I'm doing all this by hand with some minor help. Alright, so my friend, I would like to know. Wow, Neil Child's going really, really, oh my gosh. Neil, you have no idea how much I love that song. Hey, Water, where is that, what it ends up being $2.68 heading to? Let me know. Justin is in the building. Justin is in the building. Neil says that his $4.99 is, in the pounds there, it's going toward number 2. Deaf ears, blind eyes is what Justin wants to hear. He's in the building, and he's putting his toward number 4 as well. Lately he's been all in for that cash prize, so that's good stuff. And we have Water Blanc saying also to number 4. So that is a 4-piece along with a 268, I believe is what I said. Which means I need to get, yeah. So that's a 668 spot. So that goes to that. $268. It is 86. There we go. Man. I'll have to update that cash prize total here in a moment. I'm going to get to Neil's here first, and then we're going to be square again. We're back to square one. Thanks everybody for the early donations. Got the early queue rocking. That is wrong. That's still in euros. It's very incorrect. Number 2 gets $6.43. So Hell's Headbanger's getting a little bit of love. Like I said, no fanciness here, damn it. And plus, I also have a tracker over here on my side. I have a tracker over here on my side that I also update, so I do kind of a lot of math here whenever it comes to this. And it also helps me double check everything. What model phone do I use? I use a Samsung Galaxy S7. So Asking Alexandria Into the Fire is the first one. That is our first cut that was requested. Thank you very much, by the way, to LP/Metal. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up, Anderson Cooper. Do not fear, for Gamma is here. What is going on? What's the meaning of life? We stay here for a while. We have some sex. We do some other stuff, and you know, we eat a lot and yell at each other on the internet, and then we die. You know, something like that. We're not done yet. We have Maru coming in hot. Man, Maru has been a huge, huge, huge benefactor and donator for the stream. She requests Stolen Hearts by Area Leitinen. I'm probably wrong about that. It says it's going to number 3. So that is 4 for Maru, who is right now, by the looks of my tally, is our top donor thus far on the, or during the all request, not the, god damn it, during the event. During the event, she has been thus far the top donatoire. And you know what? It also would help if I updated the grand total now, wouldn't it? Yeah, it sure would. How about that? How about that? Cash me outside. How about that? Let's alter that prize total, which is now up to $66.12. So steadily moving up. Man. And you know what's nice about this? 30% of what we make is going to the Ronnie James Dio Cancer Fund. Currently, as it stands, with the $661.52, the donation amount is $198.46. We're almost at $200. How awesome is that? Sick of hearing Weezer's cover of Africa on the radio. I haven't even heard it on the radio yet. Like I said, and I'll say it again, live, that track is much better. That is much better. I'm not a big fan of the studio version of it. Oh, okay. Alright, we will not be playing Justin's song until after 5 o'clock. This is a more coherent and kind of straightforward than most of the stuff that I heard from Asking Alexandria in the past. This one feels kind of nicely contained. It feels nicely contained. It's not necessarily mind-blowing, but it's not the same level of material that kind of sparked so much hatred in the past, or like so much disdain. One thing that I have to understand, and I think that it's the hardest thing to understand as a person, is that in time you just, instead of wanting to go off on things, you kind of just want to turn it off. You know, you want to take that stress out of your life. Mario, I'll totally be your boy toy. It's all good. I will totally be your long-distance boy toy. You know, just hit me up on those emails and we'll get things going. Who here hates Counting Crows? I don't understand why you would want to hate Counting Crows. They're a pretty decent band. It's Into the Fire by Asking Alexandria. Not too bad. Up next we have Bloodstained Child with Stargazer, and then afterward we'll have Stargazer by Mother Love Bone. Getting an odd little plethora of different things here. It's pretty neat. Bloodstained Child, after all, has a very, very interesting lineup and interesting history, if you think about it. And whenever you listen to this, especially after hearing the name of the band, you don't exactly totally expect this. No, the Stargazers that have been requested have not been the Rainbow Song. But no, this is from this is Bloodstained Child right here, and then Mother Love Bone also has a song by the exact same name entitled Stargazer, which is not a cover of the Rainbow Song. Hello, phone. Would you like to work? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, today we're kind of just chilling out. We had a big stream on Friday that was insane, ridiculous. You know, now our focus is back on listening to good songs, maybe listening to a couple of the all request tracks, and also putting our foot forward toward the rest of the week. We don't really have anything too special planned as of yet for tomorrow and Thursday, but I'm thinking about trying to do something special for the finale on Friday. And I think what that may include is similar to what happened last Friday for the finale. It'll be a longer stream, and there'll be incentives that'll go along with it. So like one-day incentives. Because it's the last day. The last day is always absurd. The last day is always insane. So we might as well incentivize it a little bit as well. Give it some extra, some extra good reasons to sort of have the insanity become even more insane, I guess. I don't know. Thoughts on my deathcore is or isn't metal debate video? I'd have to go and rewatch it, because I forgot what my stance on it even was. I think my stance was that it was, because it is. You know, really, these days, my feeling toward it is just, it comes down to preference and what you really enjoy as a metal fan or a music fan. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really let the word deathcore sway me from giving something a try. Because it's just like Slam. I'm not a very big fan of Slam. But every so often, I just try something from a Slam band, and I really like it, you know? What I think new Opeth CD is going to sound like? I think we're going to get another prog rock album, first of all, Metal Melodies. I think that's almost confirmed. But I do think that they are slowly but surely going more into heavy prog territory, so that's pretty good. I think we might get closer to progressive metal. But if you're expecting growls or anything like that, don't. New opera. Now, see, if Opeth did themselves an opera, first of all, that'd be insane. Second of all, they wouldn't, because Mike would not be able to... he could hit the notes, I'm sure, but to do it live every night, whew, doubtful. Not usually into deathcore, but you love the Dioder's Murder and the Black Dahlia Murder. Both of those bands, they feel so fringe line. Like, sometimes the fringe line between metalcore and deathcore feels like it's a razor's edge. Well, pardon me, guys, for 4 minutes and 54 seconds while I have myself just the biggest smile on my face. Considering Neil has requested quite easily one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Mother Love Bone songs. This is Stargazer from Mother Love Bone, so it's also, like I said, not a cover. That'll become very apparent. Gotta crank this up for myself. They bring me another Horizon song? Nothing special. I mean, it was nothing special. Never listened to them. Neil, my recommendation would be to start with Blackwater Park, if you are okay with growls. If you're okay with the growls. If you'd rather just have the prog stuff, I would start up, honestly, with either Pale Communion or Sorceress. You know, Opeth's one of those bands where there's not really any wrong answers, in my opinion. But my opinion is, I guess, kind of controversial to a lot of the metal and even some of the Opeth community. What happened to the Bad Song stream? That was last Friday, Steven. That was last Friday. It happened. It existed. It was... It existed. It sure was a stream. Yikes. That was sure an experience, wasn't it? Oh my. Fucking hell. You know, that was 6 hours of bad music, and we were able to get through all of it. Yeah, the only way that we were going to have a second Bad Song stream would be if the queue was so long we didn't get through it all. It's the longest song I've heard on an album or on the radio most recently. The Hunt by Fauna. It's atmospheric black metal. And I had my reservations about it. I thought that it was purely just a long song to be a long song, and wasn't going to be all that good. But it was amazing. I liked that album a lot. I was surprised. This is Stargazer by Mother Love Bone, Randy and Ed. I would say that the one album that feels like a strange outlier is Watershed. It is kind of a weird album that doesn't feel a lot like the others. Like, it feels so much like a transitional album that whenever they would eventually made the Heritage switchover, it wasn't surprising. Shine On is longer. I haven't seen or listened to that. Or wait, no. Shine On You Crazy Diamond? It's in 2 parts. Dope Smoker? That would be $60.03. Wait, is it 60.03? Or am I thinking of Light of Day, Day of Darkness? Light of Day, Day of Darkness by Green Carnation, 60 minutes and 3 seconds. I know that for a fact. $63.34. $63.34. I am fortunate to have a reference over there because that's one of the albums that didn't get bought. It's one of the albums that was supposed to be bought by a gent, but he either backed out or whatever. Let's talk New In Flames. No, let's not. Let's not. The new Godsmack single is pretty bland. The new Godsmack album is pretty bland. It's pretty bad. What happened to that band? Hi, Alec. What's going on, man? If I had 1 week to live, what would I do? I would take that time to go to every person who I ever, like, wanted to say something to their face or, like, ever had feelings for or whatever. Like, I would be honest with everybody for a week. I would be completely and totally honest. No, like, I wouldn't back off of anything. I would take the time and I would scrounge up what little money that I have. I don't have very much, if I'm being honest. Trust me, if I had a lot of money, we wouldn't be doing this request shit. But anyway, I would go to all of the people that I felt were like some of the most important people in my life, and I would tell them exactly how I felt in person. And that might not seem like it's very ambitious, but for me it is, because most of the people that are very important to me are scattered around the country. So that would be... that would take some travel time, obviously, and then in some cases it's been a while, so I'd have to do a little private eye work to find where they are, maybe, you know, see what's up. Aside from that, I would sit in my room. I would listen to every song that I could think of, at least, that ever gave me a great feeling. Like a special great feeling. Like Stargazer by Mother Love Bone would be on this list. Every song that ever made me feel good, I would listen to it and I would bawl like a little baby, because it would be, I guess, catharsis in a weird way. It would be like this strange feeling of completion. I would issue a video, 100%. I would be very thankful. It'd be probably the most emotional video on the internet, if I'm being real. For at least a day, or for at least, you know, an hour, until something else emotional happens, you know, like somebody dies, or, you know, somebody blows up a statue of Elvis Presley. Hope that doesn't actually happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. But, you know, stuff like that. Stuff like that, man. I would take something like that very seriously. And it's not that I'm greedy. It's not that I'm greedy and want to keep all the money for myself, you know, and use it for my own endeavors. You know, I don't want to will anything along to, like, Miss CKN, you know, Mrs. CKN, or, well, she's not a Mrs., she's just my girlfriend. What the hell? That's a really bad nickname. Just call her Faith. Like, it's not that I don't want to will... it's not really my thing, you know, like, I don't have a lot, so man, there's not going to be a lot to give. There's not going to be a lot to give. Urja Lithian, Stolen Hearts. And don't worry, by the way, Monroe, about pronunciation difficulties and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's just me. This is why I need to be your boy toy where you currently are located. That way you can, like, beat my ass into shape whenever it comes to correct pronunciations and everything. You know what I mean? GZ is in the house. I'm very surprised. Cycle and Temple, I Hate, Therefore I Am song, not the album. Today would be the day to play my free songs because I'm on the plane to Fort Benning. Alright, GZ, how you doing? How you doing, man? Got a little sentimental there. But kind of didn't look. Look at where we are. So yeah, we have to get some GZ in here today. If Ozzy Osbourne died, how would I react? I'll be honest with you. Metal Fury, I would not be very surprised. I would not be very surprised. GZ, number 4? Number 2? Where's that heading, buddy? Good luck to you, by the way. I didn't have a chance to say good luck to you on Friday, so I'm glad that you're here today, so I have that opportunity. Good luck to you, my friend. Kick some ass and take some names. Number 4. God damn it. Today is apparently Sneezy Day in the CKN universe. Today is Sneezy Day. I need to find GZ's tracks here on the all request list. Oh wait, there are tools. There are ways I could do this. Once I learn how to spell. Oh, this rules, by the way. Oh, this is sexy. GZ, I'll be honest with you, we have only one track left from your queue. We have only one track left. We have Black Fast with Famine Angel. So that'll be easy to do. Been here since I had 10,000. Hey. Rock and roll, my dude. That rules, man. I appreciate it. How would I react if Dave Matthews died? That'd be a little bit more shocking because he's still pretty young. They edited show this summer and it was a great show. Mario, can I just say... This is me being real, man. Your taste in music is like straight up sexy at times. This track is rules. Like, I feel like you just have a great, like, grasp on... Or is there just something... Is there a movement going on in Scandinavia where there's a great blues-inspired scene going down? Somebody please answer this for me. Am I looking in the wrong place for good, like, blues-driven rock? Is that what's up? Is that what's going on in my life? Jeez. Gamma with a big boy... Big boy alert and wrong password alert. Big time loss. Taking the L on that one. Need. Interesting. Hey Gamble, where is that $22 heading, man? Wow. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, my man. That's putting us at 688. And whichever prize this is going to is going to get a huge boost right here, right now by Sir Gamma of Angels. 5 movies or TV shows I'd watch for the rest of my life. House. That's all. The end. Gamma says number 3, extending the lead. Oh man, he is tag teaming it with Maru, and between the two of them, they are just running this show. I will update that. Oh, that was just, ooh, gave me some goosebumps there. That was great. That was truly magnificent. I really like. She was awarded the best blues guitarist in Europe a while ago. Nice. All right. That makes a lot of sense. This one right here, let's see here. What are we going to do? We're going to open that up. We're going to open up the add to, maybe, if it lets me. Yes, it will. Thank you very much. We're going to put that in favorites, and we're going to put that in music needed by ears. Because, yeah, that be needed by some ers. That be needed by some ers. Cyclone Temple, I Hate Therefore I Am is up next. And we're doing the song, we're not doing the entire album. Which is a good thing that was sort of disseminated, because first thing that came up was the album. I Hate Therefore I Am. I'm guessing this is probably some crossover thrash. And I kind of really like this album cover. GZ, you and I are going to have to somehow maintain a little bit of contact somehow, my friend, because you have some very, very good taste, not to mention also, I don't know, a lot of stuff that you request I either don't know or haven't heard in a long time, man, so good on you. Heard that Death Angel's making a new album. I would not be surprised. Death Angel has had a really good run. Their revival run has been, like, ridiculously good. Dark Angel? I don't know about Dark Angel. That's been a rumor for a long time. What would you guys consider the best album of 2012? 2012. I'm pretty sure Phantom Antichrist was 2011. Pretty sure Phantom Antichrist was 2011. Since you're a wrestling fan like me, is there any that I dislike? Are you talking like any style? Because I need to be in the right mood to watch like a CZW. Like a real hardcore, like ultra-violent match. But whenever I get in those moods, then I want to just like power marathon them. You pick up underrated stuff that way. Oh, that was 2012, was it? Yes, it was. Yeah, because I was already... Faith and I were already together. Why do I wear sunglasses? Or why don't I? I'd rather speak every language other than the language of the country you're in, or speak only the language of the country I'm in. Considering I live in America, I feel like the former, you know, speaking every language other than the language of the country, would be more beneficial. I feel like that would be a little bit more beneficial to me. All I'd have to do is move to the Southwest. Or, like, to the very southern tip of Florida. I think that it would be really... I'm in the situation where I only speak the language of the country I'm in. And I kind of don't like it. But I also have come to terms with the fact that I'm pretty much too dumb to learn something new at this point. Jack Allen, New Primal Fear is cheesy goodness. Is there any wrestler that I dislike? Not really. So that's the thing, a lot of them are very talented. Like, even Roman Reigns. I give Roman Reigns a lot of crap. I really do. But it isn't his wrestling that's necessarily bad. Not at all. Why do I wear sunglasses? Just for fun. Steven, this is Cyclone Temple. The song is entitled I Hate Therefore I Am. This is not Heathen. Here, I'll type this in chat for you guys. One for Sorrow is a great release. I think some folks were upset that Winter's Gate didn't make Album of the Year a couple years back. But I believe that was the same year as Vector. That was the year that Vector won it, which, whew, that was an album that was worth it. Learning languages keeps dementia away. Yikes. That might explain why I'm already losing some memory. See, again? Maru, this is why. Like, I feel like I would need somebody that has a great... like grasp on a foreign language or speaks a foreign language like as a primary language but speaks English for me, or like, you know, speaks English in America, to like be somebody who it's in my home all the time, whether it's as like a roommate or whatever, and like speak to me exclusively in that tongue and say, listen, the only way that we're going to get anything transmitted is if you learn, you know, kind of beat that in me, you know what I mean? Because I took 8 years worth of French whenever I was in school, and let me tell you how much I remember of that 8 years as far as the French. I know how to count, I know the alphabet, I know how to say my name is Mark. I don't know very much. I might know a word here or there. As far as translating or doing anything else, it's like whenever I did some backyard and whenever I took a chair shot, it just, the part that my brain decided to flush out from the impact was French. Yeah, practice is the big thing. Like, I was so impressed with myself because I wanted to learn how to say Christmas is a black cat in Spanish the other day. So, Navidad es un gato negro, which is probably not even the right order. And I know that my accent is terrible. But I was so impressed that I was able to do that. I was like, yeah, I was so proud of myself. Before we get into Need, which was requested by Gamma, we're going to play the last of GZ's tracks from the queue, which is a song from a band called Black Fast with Famine Angel. And the only reason why we're doing this, I know that I've said that if you paid, you get the track preference, you know, in the order and everything like that. But right now, GZ is on a plane, heading toward where he's going to be doing his basic training and everything like that. So this is going to be his last moment in chat for quite some time. So that's a special exception if I ever heard one. This is sneezy day for me, apparently. Good God. That is the damned dwarf I am. I'm sneezy. Oh, that steak just made me hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. I'm not eating yet. Thank you again, Mold. I appreciate that. And that will clear out GZ in the queue here. Then we're going to get into the track that we had requested by Gamma. Oh, Dark Roots of Earth. I'm pretty sure that was it that? Yeah, I think it was that album that I had available in the CD sale. Am I allergic to the stream? I don't know, man. I don't know, Mario. That might be. Maybe I've been allergic ever since all that bad music on Friday. You want to hear Taylor Swift do an Overkill cover? Why would you want to hear that? I would hear Overkill do a Taylor Swift cover. I think that'd be hilarious. What's weird about Katy Perry is that she was initially a Christian singer. If you consider where her career went after her career began, it's kind of a surprising change, like kind of a surprising difference. Like, I'm not exactly sure how the church feels about it. Well, then again, I'm sure, you know, priests would denounce it because wrong gender that they seem to like. Also too old. I recently learned I recently learned that a priest that would come into I know what I said. A priest that would visit the parish, because I was Roman Catholic growing up, and I went to church and everything like that. In fact, I was an altar server and everything. But I recently learned that a priest that filled in and visited my parish at times during the 90s before he passed. He was very, very old at this point. He was probably in his early 80s and was only about like a year or two away from death. You know, very nice gentleman. Found out that in the 60s and the 70s, he was one of the 300 priests that were named in Pennsylvania for sexual abuse and sexual assault. And it was kind of hard to believe. You know, he kind of gave you like a little strange vibe, maybe. But at the point in which I encountered him as an altar server, you know, and helping out around the church, he was so old and feeble that, like, the dude could barely, like, he could barely say mass at this point. Like, he could barely do anything. Like, you had to, he needed a lot of help. He needed a lot of help. But, that is what you call, you never know that it's going to happen to you, or if it's going to happen to you. You don't know how close it is to potentially happening to you. And apparently my father let me know that there was another priest that went to our parish, that said mass in our parish, that was on that list also, but it was before my time. Do I still believe in God? That's a very complicated question. That's a very complicated question, my friend. I like the belief that there's somebody that you can talk to. You know, late at night, where it actually feels like you're having a conversation instead of just talking to yourself. I'm A-okay with kind of tricking myself into believing somebody's on the other end listening. That's cool. That's fine. Because I know that there's a good chance that that's probably not the case. I believe in karma. Karma's a freaking bitch, man. But karma also takes time. You know? Everybody wants this instantaneous answer, or this instantaneous effect, but if there's one thing I've learned about the God process or anything like that, the concept of God is whatever you want to make it be. Because the concept of God is just as human-made, as man-made, as numbers, as the pyramids, as language, and as politics. You know what I mean? You have to remember that just about everything that we have created in this world, that humans have created in this world, that's what creation is. Creation is kind of, it's making something that's an idea into reality. Now, in the physical sense, you take materials and you put them together in order to build and craft something. So, you take sticks and a pair of rocks that you strike together, and maybe some brush, you know, and you make fire. You caused a reaction between the rocks banging together to create a spark, which then the spark, you know, catches on the twigs or the brush, and it burns. You know, it's a chemical reaction, and it's a physical reaction. But whenever it comes to stories, whenever it comes to books, whenever it comes to literature, whenever it comes to dictation of how people should act or how people should think, who they should believe, a lot of that is very human-made, and as a result should be approached with a certain amount of caution and with a certain amount of scrutiny. If you believe that the world of Twilight is what Oregon is really like, or like was Southern Washington, Northern Oregon, if you think that's what that's really like, if you think Forks is really like that, you're going to go there and you're going to meet a sparkly vampire. That is not a real sparkly vampire. That is a man who is being probably paid very small amounts of money to perform that for you and other people, considering I guess they sort of went with the whole touristy idea with that. Whether or not people still visit it, I don't know. I hope not. I think that's taking things a little far. You know, if you believe that based off of Dante's Inferno, I'll even go this far to something that a lot of metalheads revere. A lot of metalheads revere the work of Dante Alighieri, with the Inferno, the Divine Comedy, etc. If you believe that his vision of hell is exactly what hell is, the mind is a very powerful tool. The mind is a very powerful tool. But there is a great chance that that is not true at all. Because there's a great chance, and in fact I would call the chance at 99%, because you know what? I never want to truly say that I know. I never want to truly say that I know for sure. I want to say that 99% chance that we just enter into the ground and we actually, instead of ascending or descending, we remain with the earth. And I honestly think that the way in which we're supposed to remain with the earth and provide, you know, reinvigorating nutrients is probably for us just to be placed in the ground, not really be buried. You know, wrap it up, obviously. Spray some perfume on it. Let's not go completely balls out. You know, Egyptian temples, you know, Egyptian pyramids, nice to look at. Did we really need to go that far? Probably not. And again, here's my question. If you're an Egyptian, and you're not questioning this, or if you were an Egyptian back then and you weren't questioning this, if there wasn't some smart-ass Egyptian like stand-up comedian that was saying this, I don't know what they were doing back then. But if pharaohs got massive pyramids whenever they died, why didn't the slaves or just the regular Egyptians, whenever they passed, why didn't they get like little tiny, you know, tombstone-sized pyramids erected for them, you know? Why not? Why not? Tell me, I want to know. Need is up next with the song Hegayamas. This is an album from last year, and this is a long one. This is 21 minutes, so strap the fuck in, boyos and girlies. We're gonna have some fun while we talk about the two donations that just came through from Waterblanc and by GZ. GZ wants to hear some Snow White, Baptized by Fire, with the faux 99 donation, which is probably going toward number 4 if I am not mistaken. Of course, let me know if I'm wrong. Meanwhile, Waterblanc coming in with the 2.29 euros, which if I remember correctly was like 268. And I want to say that that is, once you hear Scar Symmetry's Morphogenesis, I have a feeling that that's also going to number 4 if I'm not mistaken. Feel free to let me know that I'm incorrect, either of you. I have to do some quick little math. 696.18, our new total. Oh, I actually pronounced that correctly. Are you fucking kidding me? The surprise is real. The surprise is very real. Okay, so Water Blancs is going to number 4. GZ, I believe yours is as well, correct? Is this me, or are the Marvel Universe and Star Wars films dominating the cinema industry as of the last 2 years? It's been a while. Ever listened to Dream Evil? I sure have. They are a short, interesting band, I will say that. But Marvel and Star Wars right now are, I mean, it's almost ridiculous in a way. You know, there is not a lot of reward out there right now for creativity. Oh, this is sexy. Wait, did I just put that from 6 to 7? I'm a noob. I'm gonna have to do this. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm gonna do a quick check. The Marvel series has a similar formula to every single film, but you know, the thing is that if what you were doing is working to the extreme level that it's working, would you change? Like, would you honestly change up what you were doing? Oh, wow. That's a big time problem. Got a little issue here. I wondered why the cash prize seemed like it was sort of lagging behind. I just figured out why. No Rain by Blind Melon by Goku, who's in the house. What's going on, man? How you doing? It's good to see you. Where's that heading to, Goku? Heading to number 3. He wants that metalhead box to get to within $100. Oh, man. Less than $100 away from that, guaranteed to being a part of this. Less than $1 away from it being at $700. He'll be right back. I'll still be here, maybe. Should be. We should be going until about 7 or so. Well, I'll definitely be here for the next 15 minutes. Actually, 16. Oh man, this has been awesome so far. This is a great track. I'll tell you, I've seen the last 2 Deadpools. I've seen the last 2 Guardians of the Galaxy films, and I've seen Doctor Strange. If they do a sequel to Doctor Strange, I'll probably go and see that because I really like the direction that film took. And with all the special effects and everything like that, that was done really, really well. And Benedict makes sense. He makes sense in that role. So, there you go. That's cool. It's different, you know, it's a little bit different. I don't need to see the new Avengers film, because I know what happens. I know what's going on, man. Like, I don't need to. Like, half of that shit, I don't need to even see it, because it gets spoiled for me in 5 seconds anyway. GZ, Icon with World War. We got ways to go, my friend. But I know where that's heading. Thank you very much, my dude. Again, I know that we did this on Friday, but let's do it again. Toss GZ a little bit of love. He is on his way to basic training, where he's going to be for the next, what is that, 6 months? Give the man a little bit of love. So he will not be hanging around with us for the considerable future, which is a shame. But we're also very happy for the sacrifice, man, and for the, you know, just being a bro. A good guy, man. He's also got a really good taste. The Tiger Warrior by Mike Gordon. Oh, 6. Okay, I was right about that. Goku coming in hot with a 3. I know people that, if I say that to them, that I can't invest my life on the MCU, get really, really fucking mad at me. Like, I'm talking way more upset than they should. Like, way more upset than they should have. Oh, I did see Iron Man 3, I just realized. Or was it 2? I don't even know anymore. Like, I can't even remember. There's been so many movies in this stupid series. Goku, that's going to our number 3, correct? Thank you very much, by the way. I appreciate all the support, folks. Yeah. Goku owns all of them. Goku should do a top 10 video of his top 10 favorites. Top 10 favorites from the MCU. That'd probably be an interesting video. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That'd probably be an interesting video. If you haven't watched any of Goku's videos, probably should. He's pretty good. Hey, we're also over. Hey, we also are over $200. We are also over $200 for the donation that we're gonna be making to the Ronnie James Dio charity fund. Let's fucking go, boys. And that's just for this month. Because remember, that's 30% of all streams throughout the summer, which we didn't have as many in June and July. But in June, we cleared $100, $105.32. July was $13 because we only had one stream. Last month was mostly all about the CD sale. So we're heading on our way toward $400 total. Rip Notebook, how you doing, man? How you doing, dude? Hey, Rip Notebook, what day are you planning on doing your stream? Wednesday? HH is in 3rd? Yes, it is. Hey, Steve. Thank GZ. Thank Gihren Zabi, who is our man who's heading off to basic training. He's the man. He's the man. Am I gonna review the new Demon War gear? It's too late. It's been a couple months. It's too late for that, man. I'll just tell you right now, I thought it was kind of meh. Nothing special. 17 out of 30. Yeah, everybody go and check out the Rip Notebook on his stream on Wednesday. You know, the time whenever I would usually stream. Go see him. Because I won't be streaming on Wednesday. Whether or not I'll be at that stream is kind of right now up in the air. I may have an engagement elsewhere. Jay Morris! What's going on, dude? How's it going, man? How's the reviewing going for you, my friend? Oh my God, Snow White. Oh, fuck. It all makes sense now, okay. Did they have to change the name whenever he departed? Did they have to change the name of the band whenever he left? Parasite Incorporated, we have played a couple songs on here. Wow. 1,500 subs. Dude. Jay Morris trucking along. If you guys haven't scoped out Jay Morris's reviews, you probably should. Good way to fill the void for whenever CKN isn't reviewing, which is, you know, often. Maru, by the way. I'm her boy toy. Actually, I'm a... Wait a minute. I just got a really evil thought. Sacred Marriage by Hex Vessel. Aw. That's your way of asking me. Yes. $7, heading toward number 3. Oh, man. I love these streams. I like having so much fun with you guys. We're building friendships that'll last a lifetime. Actually, with some of you, that'll probably be true. Like, I know that's true with Justin, who after this, we're going to get to his track. If he's here. Hopefully he'll let me know. Maybe he did, and I just have been ignorant. No. I need to stop doing many things at once. Because that's going to get me in trouble one day. And sounds really, really bad in the process. Bro, I'm at 11 sub. Ever played any video games in my spare time? Dude, yeah. A ton. What is this song called? The band is Need. I'm gonna have to struggle through this name. Higayamas. I'm gonna type it out in chat for you. This is requested by Gamma Angel, who, by the way, if you know that Gamma Angel has a song in the queue, you're going to want to stay for it. It's 10:30 over here in the UK. I'll probably be running for another hour and a half. Till about 7 or a little after. All depending on the queue, you know. Because I still have some songs from Goku for a while. Hey, you're going to Power Up this Saturday. That's pretty cool, Goku. Dude, that should be fun. That should be a lot of fun. Do I like TSO? Yeah, I have a couple of the albums. I actually have something that's pretty damn neat, which... Oh, I know where I put it. I put it in my big crate. I have the first 3 albums in the big pack, which is really awesome. How do you request a song? Higayamas must be a Greek word, it's why it's weird for me. Yeah. Yeah. Probably true. This is... Check these guys out if you haven't already. The band is entitled Need. I feel like I've played some of this band's stuff. Yeah, this is their 4th album. This is from last year's Higayamas, A Song for Freedom. I'm pretty sure I've listened to some of their older work from the first 3 discs. If I could get a dog, what dog would you aim? What breed would I aim to get? I don't know. My uncle, who lives down in Florida, has always had amazing luck with Pekingese, so I'd consider that. I'm more of a cat guy, though. I won't lie. I have, right now, in my apartment, there are 8 cats in total. There's 4 adults and 4 kittens. Oh yeah, it was just a little too long, Gamma. Yeah. Understandable. But yeah, that'd be one of those things where I think I would probably go with the Pekingese because I've had a lot of great experiences with them. But that's not to say I'd be opposed to, you know, like if somebody who I was dating or married, or like even like a son or daughter wanting some sort of different breed. You know, you're putting me on the spot there. I think what would actually happen as Rippy Boy comes in with 2, wants to send his hails to Kyle from We Came as Romans, who passed away. Rest in peace indeed. Way, way, way too young for this to be a true statement about him, that he is no longer on this earth. He's no longer on this earth. And let's go into number 2. Number 2 right now in a very distant 3rd place. But, how's it going, Zach D? What would probably happen is that I would go into the pet store, I would see a dog that would steal my heart, and that would be it. Like, that would be my choice. I wouldn't care about breed. I wouldn't care about any of that stuff. I would just see a dog that looked at me, I look at it, we have a connection, obviously, like, from that moment. That dog is mine. Like, that would be the dog I would want. With cats, honestly, every single cat that's ever come into my life has come via random coincidence or through, like, some sort of fate. Mittens was a stray mama cat's part of her litter. Pippin was a rescue that was alone on the side of the road, the poor guy. Like, it still tugs at my heart whenever he was a kitten. And the person couldn't keep him, so we took him in. Nemo was dropped off over here at this place. It was just going to get thrown into the forest. Didn't let that happen. And Mama Cat and Crazy are both just community cats. But there you go. We're not quite done yet. Or are we? No, we're not. We still have about 3 minutes. Hopefully it's not all silence. Good. Hi, Crazy Crux Productions. I'm doing very well today. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, my friend.
During these long winter nights, when I was held prisoner,
oh, Justin is back.
behind iron bars.
I'm back, CKN. You pick a track from the Rainier Fog album. I thought the album was very good. Your review is great. I watched 3 other reviews before I saw yours. Yours is the best. I'm on vacation again. I want to go back to work. Or I won't go back to work until 9/11. I have a lot of vacation time. Dude, that's cool, man, because this week, aside from Wednesday, we'll be streaming every day. So today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. And Friday is the finale of Prize Wars. So you picked a good time to have vacation, man. Hopefully we'll be able to get you some good entertainment, or at least something to make the lazy days a little bit easier. I have something that will probably be happening Wednesday, so thanks very much for that, dude. I appreciate it. So up next, we're gonna have a little bit of Alice in Chains, and then we need to get back into. After that, we'll get into Scar Symmetry. It's No White, Blind Melon. Maru had a Hex Vessel song that was pinned on via the Payeth of Pals.
What is there so black that makes me be?
So we do have a couple of songs, and I'm gonna have to take a break here pretty soon. Because I'm out of drink.
What exists so lovely that I can be such a rose?
Aside from this water, which this water is not going to last me.
Oh, how strong a thing must the water be to give this lash to my tail and cover my body in the scaly sheaths. What ruin, says the rock? Am I the rubble? For what far-off inscription is my side made ready? Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
I cannot accept any kingdom.
You're speaking to me directly.
Unless you offer me the great globe itself.
Yay. That's what I want. I want the great globe itself. More for Genesis by Scar Symmetry is up next. That was amazing. That Need song was phenomenal. I'm totally down. Are You Ready by Disturbed, the new track, which, well, I was ready before, then I heard Are You Ready, and it was kind of like, now I'm not as ready. Now I'm not as ready. That's just me being honest, though. That's just me being honest. $3. Goku, I'm assuming that goes to number 4. Assuming that goes to number 4. Have to let me know. Believe me, I'm not going to remember what everybody has like chosen. I'm that dumb. Okay, I'm that dumb. You expect too much of me. You expect too much from me, my lovely friends. Seven Shall Burn Metalcore or Mellow Death. They are part of the Big Four of Metalcore, if I remember correctly, or is that the Big Four of the Christian Metalcore or whatever? Ha! If you ever have the opportunity to see the riff tracks of Starship Troopers Waterblanc, do it. It's worth it. That and also Space Mutiny. The riff tracks of Space Mutiny is freaking classic. It's amazing. I just saw that back in June. Whenever it was cycling through theaters with my tech department up in Ohio. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. Barren Earth is a phenomenal band. I think I can see why you would like that band, because if I'm being honest, it's a pretty good band. A pretty good band. They pretty good band, you know. Barren Earth's debut album was probably one of the biggest surprises for me whenever it came out, because this band was fresh as a daisy and sounded like they had been producing and making music for years, you know, as a group, as a unit. You know, they didn't sound like a newcomer. They sounded like grizzled veterans. You went 1985 by Bowling for Soup? Alright, you'll have to remind me once we get down there, because, like I said, my noggin ain't gonna remember that. Thoughts on people who only buy albums for their artwork? Hey man, that's your thing. You're still giving the artist the revenue, you know what I mean? You can't download art, well you can, but not as portable. You're the only one who doesn't consider Tribune to be a metalcore band? I'd say you're probably pretty alone on that. Still pretty young compared in 1985. I'll be blunt, like I'm not the hugest fan of that song, but it's funny. I think it's got its clever moments. It was from that generation where being clever was very, very important. If I'm being honest. Snow White baptized by fire. That is what is up next. For Your Face. For Your Face. GZ keeping it going hot. Serenity and Murder, Dreamfall. The $1.99. Wow, this is very different. Almost doesn't sound like the same band at all. You know what I mean? Doesn't sound like the same band whatsoever. Uh-oh. Ah, I know why. That'd be why. I'll be honest, a little bit more of a fan of the other band. GZ. That's going to number 4, correct? I know I'm going to ask you this every time. I apologize. I'm just being honest. I'm going to be asking you every single time. Oh shit, I completely spaced out and didn't play the... Wow. Gotta get back to that Alice in Chains real quick. Number 4, okay, good, good. I'll get back to that Alice in Chains real quick. Oh dear. So number 4 gets itself a $1.99 increase. Take a look at how we're doing right now. Metalhead Box 3-month subscription is $89.94 away from getting funded. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable to me. Cash prize is in 2nd place. It's about to get $2 more placed into it thanks to Goku, who... Is that a song request, Goku, or are you just mentioning to the world that your personal favorite album cover is Dark Saga? This is Snow White. This is not the last day of Prize Wars. The last day of Prize Wars will be on Friday. Friday will be our last day of Prize Wars. So we have a stream coming tomorrow, a stream coming Thursday, and the finale will be on Friday. And that's going to be whenever things get insane. Because that is almost a guarantee. Every single last day of a bid war, prize war type thing is always nuts. It is always nuts. So, do not be surprised. I need to check something real quick. Okay. I was wondering if we were going to be able to do a post-stream smoke break today, or else, or if we weren't, we will. We'll be able to do that. That old school thrash. Back whenever you didn't necessarily need to be the best whenever it came to production in order to work out. Deaf Ears, Blind Eyes by Alice in Chains. Surprisingly, it doesn't bring up my review. And then what we're probably going to do is right after that, we'll probably play the second song, the second Alice in Chains song that was requested, which was my pick. Justin wanted me to pick, so the song I'm going to pick is All I Am. Because I've hyped that up so much, I want you guys to understand what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play these songs back to back. I'm going to go to break real quick. I'll be back in about 6 o'clock, so less than 10 minutes I'll be back. And then we will get to the rest of our requests that we have so far. And we do have quite a few. We do have quite a few that are on the burner here. So, is it weird for your local FYE to have 6 copies of Mirror Reaper by Bell Witch? Yeah, that's fucking weird as shit. You need to buy one of those and send it to me. Thanks. I'll be right back. Here's Deaf Ears, Blind Eyes by Alice in Chains. They'll be followed up by All I Am. Whenever I come back, I expect all of y'all to be mesmerized by All I Am, because it's a track.
'Cause
There you go. We have made it to All I Am. Up next, we're going to have No Rain by Blind Melon. After that, we will have a Hex Festival track, requested by Maru. And we'll get into Icon by World War, Tiger Warrior by Mike Gordon, Never Let Me Go by We Came as Romans, Are You 1985 rather by Bowling for Soup, Serenity and Murder, Dreamfall, and that should do it for right now. With Goku though, with that $2, like I said, I think you're just mentioning that. You do have a couple songs left in the queue that we can get to as well. Think we're friends? Yes. You had a horrible day, Andy, dude. In that case, let's cleanse this with some music, man. Let's cleanse this with some music. I think I left my lighter outside. What the hell? My fire has disappeared. Cool. Time to stop smoking. Can't light shit. Dude, I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. That sucks. I know, not necessarily been a bad day for me. Last night was really yesterday in general was extremely weird. For those of you who saw the tweet that was talking about how I felt like a bear that was late for hibernation, I slept a lot yesterday, and I do not really know why. Wait, what? Oh, dude, Andy. Andy, man. Rest in peace to your grandmother. I'm really sorry to hear that, my friend. Yo, that's not easy to do. I told the story last week about not knowing the person that you love because of the deterioration of somebody. So yeah, I understand that it was expected, things like that, but that doesn't make it any easier. That does not make it any easier. So here's to you then. It's not easy, Metal Fury, I'll tell you. Like I said, whenever both of my grandmothers died of cancer. So you see them whenever they're close to the end and they are unrecognizable. They can't speak. They can barely move. They just look like they're just... You don't know why they're holding on. And you wonder how nature is kind of that cruel. or why the body keeps on fighting in that situation, but, you know, that's just what organisms do. That is really hard to watch, it's hard to be a witness to. And it sparks fear, for me at least. It sparks fear that one day that's going to be people in my life looking at me, you know, which sounds a little bit selfish, but in reality it's selfless because I don't want them to experience that, you know. I don't want them to see that. We all have to sort of see things that we don't want to see in life. We all have to be a part of things like that. But, you know, we obviously have to, because that's how we become familiarized and kind of hardened toward what life can be and how life is. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you want that to be the last thing that people remember of you. Because despite the fact that maybe there's a lot of great things that, you know, great memories throughout life, you know that whenever it comes to the sorrow and the grieving process, until that process ends, what you're going to see and what you're going to remember is mostly going to be that last haunting memory. And it's not good, man. Like, last night, along with my hibernation, it felt very much like the last day of summer vacation before you go back to school as a kid. If y'all remember those moments of life, that's what it felt like. And of course I woke up this morning and it was like 85 degrees, so it felt like summer again, so go fucking figure. But, for some strange reason, I was very hooked on, like, 1997, I think was the year, because I heard the song Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve, and it made me think of whenever I got that record, whenever I got that album. I got Urban Hymns by The Verve, I got Villains by The Verve Pipe, and another album that I honestly don't remember at this point, for Easter, and I think it was 1997, or maybe it was like 1998. I want to say it was 97, but I could be wrong. You know, and sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, man, that's 20 years ago. That's 20 years ago. Yeah. Whenever my father's mother passed, I never knew the depths of my father's depression before that happened, because he had fallen and gotten hurt while he was at work back whenever I was in like the 8th grade, and all through high school he suffered a lot throughout my high school years without me being very wise to it. To the point where I guess my father was even contemplating suicide at points, but got through. And, well, I remember that I didn't really want to go back and forth. I didn't want to go back and forth from school to home all that much, and she got put into his mom got put in the nursing home. And he said, I kind of didn't want to go to the nursing home either, because, you know, I'm at that point, you know, where I didn't want to believe that this is the end, because what happened with my grandmother was that she had the cancer diagnosis in March of the previous year, and there was like nothing much said about it. In fact, she was being kind of dramatic about it throughout that summer. And then Christmas dinner, she left with my dad. They went up to the hospital, and again, like most of us thought that, because she was a bit of a dramatic woman. She was a bit of a dramatic woman. If I were to say that my grandmother had a flaw, that was it. And I only started to recognize that as I got into college, you know, and late high school. That was whenever it started to become a little bit real to me. But a lot of that, you never know what it could have been attributed to. But she went into the hospital Christmas night, of 2004 and never got out, and ended up in a nursing home, you know, in January of 2005, and didn't make it. She didn't make it a month. And for a long time, the attribution that was to it was that the attribution there was that she was told by a doctor just how bad things were, and as a result that she gave up. And there was some anger for that for a while. But how long was it going to go with her being unaware? Up next we have Hex Vessel with Sacred Marriage, requested by the darling, the wonderful Maru, who just stated that whenever her father died, that was pretty much the end of your childhood, and that is one of the most quietly devastating phrases that I have heard in quite some time. But I understand what that implies. You know, I understand what that implies. $7 between two songs by the Riff Notebook. Another You of Mice and Men. Says it's for Andy. Dude, that's extremely thoughtful of you. And then So Far Away by Avenged Sevenfold. Right now, I'm going to strongly suggest to those in chat that this has now become a very judgment-free zone. This is now like what Planet Fitness says that they are. Because right now this is a chat that's we're getting on some very sentimental topics. So yo, do show some respect. Oh man, the Spirit Carries On. Okay, listen. Sam Edgley, a while back during the bid wars, was aiming to try to make me weep. Like, that was what he was aiming for. And now Riff Notebook is like, he's trying to do it now. And he might succeed, because that is a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you very much. I need to get all of that added in and updated and stuff like that. There's a lot of peace that can be associated with there's a lot of peace that can be associated and attributed to life right now, and really to I can't even put things into words right now. It's just wow. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Broken by Scott. Wow. Well, we're definitely going to be running overtime today. Either that or we're going to be popping some songs into the queue. We have Broken by Scott Stapp coming in hot from Goku, who I know is putting his stuff toward the cash prize. Listen, you know, if we go over a little bit today, that's okay. But considering the circumstances, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. You know, I'm a little hungry, but that can wait, dude. You know, I've waited this long. The new Hex Vessel should be released either this or next year. That is exceptional news, as far as I'm concerned, because that's almost like an instant, like you have to check that out. That and Paul Bear, and now Andy coming in hot says, "Telephone dude, you didn't have to do this on such a gut-wrenching day, dude. You didn't have to do this today." Andy coming in, Pink Floyd, "Wish You Were Here." Jesus, man. tail end of this stream is going to be rough. Thanks a lot, Andy. I appreciate that. Which of the four is that heading toward, man? Yours was number one, correct? Yours was always number one, correct? Oh man. Andy says number one. He is the believer. He believes in number one. He believes in number one, and you know what? You might as well. Because remember, Mango, during the bid war last time, she believed in the top 10 worst artists of 2018. She believed in that, and it got done. And in fact, it ended up being the first video from that bid war to be created and released. The funny thing is you know, you're fine, but myself personally, man, like I'm in, like I said last night, I was kind of in a weird state where I was thinking about '98 a lot, which was 20 years ago, and I was thinking about all the folks that were there whenever I was at that Easter dinner, and all the folks that are like still with us now. You know, 20 years doesn't sound like that long whenever you're young, you know. You're 34, like I am. You were 14. You were 14 back then. Whenever you're 14, you think, shoot, man, I still have another 60, 70 years left on this rock. You know, I still have a long time to go. So you kind of take it for granted a little bit. And then 20 years passed, and you look back at the people that are still here and the people who are gone. And honestly, this music is the perfect backdrop for this conversation. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is like the perfect backdrop. Hey GZ, I know I've said it a couple times already, but best of luck to you, my friend. Best of luck to you. You're gonna do great. You got the entire support of the CKN Club behind you. You're one of us for life, 100%. Don't be a stranger. If you have the opportunity to send an email or something, my email's simple. It's just name of the channel at gmail.com, man. This is Hex Vessel Necro. This is Hex Vessel. Pardon me while I have to take my meds. Maybe this will calm my stupid sentimental ass down. What's going on with GZ? GZ is heading off to basic training. He's actually on the plane right now. He's on the plane right now, watching this stream as he's heading over there, man. That's dedication. He also, I didn't know this, but he's been a subscriber since there was only 10,000 subscribers, so that's a long time. That's been a long time. Mario, keep this track in mind for, you know, our inevitable. You know what's happening. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't play with hearts like that. Speaking of Garon, GZ, Garon, since he's going to be heading off here in 20 minutes, let's get his tracks in. We have World War by Icon. That's first up. And then after that, we will have Serenity and Murder by Dreamfall. And then we will re-enter into the queue. On Discord, you'll send a picture of your swearing. Hey, dude. I'll be proud, man. I will be proud of you. Just like I was proud of my god brother. Dude. My god brother did a couple tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. He was in the army. And, dude did what I probably could never have done. That's what I'm saying. Hey, did you hear, actually, yesterday there was a high-ranking member of ISIS that was killed. Well, you're in no relationship, right? Well, we gotta start trading, like, I don't know, pictures, soup recipes. I had another joke in there somewhere, and it just got lost in my head. Got absolutely, like, enraptured by Icon there for a second. Like, this right here is, like, on that post border between, like, hair, metal, and thrash. That's really awesome. You know what I mean? Listen, Riff, you say you're single for life. You say that. But I guarantee you, Svetlana shows up in front of you one of these days. If she just says, bump Russia, and stands in front of you, you should be rethinking that, man. She's cute. That'd probably work, man. You got a good one looking at you. You got a good one looking at you, my friend. Listen, the CKN Club's going to turn into the new farmersonly.com. This is going to be the new Plenty of Fish. Have I seen how awful people are in the world? Oh, hell. My friend. Yeah, I have. I've experienced it big time. But you know what the funny thing is about karma? You know how I say karma is a long turn of the wheel? Those folks that were so stupid to me over something really simple, something that shouldn't have even caused the exit of a friendship. I don't mean to be the one that revels in sort of the suffering of others, or at least things that, like little things. I don't want people to, like, walk in front of a bus and get hit. That's not karma to me. That's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous, okay? But there are little things that happen that can never go away. Those have much more profound of an impact. Like, quite frankly. Like, I have told the story before, and I'll say it again, that somebody who I dated, who I was very, very close with, who, it looked like we were going to be a pretty good match, ended up deciding to go a separate direction, let's just say, with the relationship. Ended up pregnant, and her firstborn son shares a birthday with me. Which, might not seem like much. Might not seem like much. But considering what happened between her and the baby daddy, originally there was that twinge of, damn, like what might have been. And now is probably a twinge of just savage anger toward me because, I made fun of a Christmas sweater. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds really rude, but that's just... And whenever it comes to the folks that just decided to be ass clowns to me about a month ago, they are two people where nothing works out for them. You know what I mean? Like, there's the lovable loser who always tries hard and everything like that, like, you root for them. If I'm being honest, if I'm being real, like, these are folks that don't even have that going for them. Like, they have made failure almost into an art form. They have made getting screwed over into an art form and have used stories and lies and deceit to try to magnify the horrible nature of what's going on with them, to the point where whenever something real actually happens, many of the folks that perhaps would have been in their lives to help them have distanced themselves from that situation. GZ, thank you for the one final donation, dude. No more for you. I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off, my friend. Crank power till hell freezes over. The faux 99. We'll get that in after this track here. That way you have the opportunity to hear it. I'm assuming that you're going to be off of here in 20 minutes, or less than 20 minutes now, because you'll be landing. Yeah, it really is. It is the classic Boy That Cried Wolf model. And again, like, I tap danced my way around some things like that, and being too savage about those types of things, because I don't really like being the person that kind of sticks the knife in and assumes. This right here, Volum, is Serenity in Murder, their song Dreamfall. So that's a Japanese band, apparently. It was released in 2017. Yeah, I really don't like being the one that kind of like jabs and twists the knife. Like, that to me, there was never that much of an allure to that for me, if I'm being honest. Justin coming in with 7, by the way. We'll get to that in just a moment. Well, actually, we'll get to it right now. Very simple. Number 4 is getting $7, and Mastodon Jaguar God is going to be our track. So thanks to Justin on that one. Got some updating to do, but I don't like being that one. I don't like being that person that twists the knife. I don't like being the person that immediately just goes off, you know, on somebody over something really simple, you know. Back in the day, I used to really enjoy, and I say enjoy very loosely, I used to be the one who wanted to get involved with the debate. I wanted to be involved in the debate. I wanted to know why people thought the way that they did. I wanted to know why people thought the way that they did about certain things, and hopefully have a dialogue. It's like what I say, have a dialogue, not a diatribe. So, you know what I mean? That to me is... Oh, this is awesome, by the way. Dude, awesome pick. Awesome pick, GZ. But, just... I've noticed that the biggest problem that I see in this generation that we're currently engaged in as far as social media is concerned is that it immediately goes from, like, 0 to pissed off. And I noticed, and it's not just the youth. I think that a lot of folks incorrectly diagnose this as just a millennial problem because it's more so where they see it. You know, they see it that much within that generation. Oh, I love the 80s Strikes Back. Oh god, Goku. That's pretty funny. But I think what happens is that it's something that's everywhere. Like, Faith has an aunt that is that exact same way. And it's the way where it is sort of like deny that you had these savage intentions or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then your opinion is the only one that sort of can be heard. Everybody else is being too reactionary and too this and too that. Like, basically, complete ignorance toward your own, like to what you yourself are doing. It's kind of hard to explain, but... We have Power / Till Hell Freezes Over by Crank. Thanks again to GZ for all of the donations throughout your time here. GZ right now, as far as the list is concerned, ranked at number 3. And technically speaking, if we're going to be absolutely technical, he's number 2 because there's a tie at the top right now. But it doesn't matter what's going on right now. It matters what happens at the end. Have I listened to Assuck? Yes, I have. That is a band I have heard. I used to be on this message board, which sounds like it's like a dating site. Actually, it sounds more like a meet and fuck site. The website was wouldyouhitthis.com. and a friend of mine linked me a thread from their message board. And immediately my thought was like very dismissive, like, oh, you know, obviously this is what we're going to get from something like that. You know, obviously this is what you're going to get from a website like this. You know what I'm saying? But it ended up, I ended up meeting like some pretty good folks whenever it came to expanding my music knowledge on that site, which no longer exists, by the way, or does not exist in the form that it did back then. Because back then, it was a huge following. Like, there was a lot of folks that were on that website. Like, those message boards were always bumping. Message boards were the big thing, you know, back then. Message boards were huge back in that era. 'Cause that's that was like early to mid 2000s era. $4.99 from Neil, which is the 643. Box 4 is what he says. He says he's put 30 pounds in the past week. And yeah, you're roughly right on that. I actually have you at, as far as dollars are concerned, $32.09, which may or may not be accurate. I don't care what happened this week in Bitcoin. When is Jaguar God going to be played? It's got some ways to go, Volum. It's got some ways to go whenever it comes to the queue. So unfortunately, you may miss it. We're up to 763.58. Thanks to everybody. And we're going ham here. I have to fix that cash prize total once again. There you go. A casual living sacrifice band. I am a casual human being. I'm a casual human being. What's this, on Wednesday I will play them? I'm curious from opinions in the chats. Oh, that was the... Oh, okay, never mind. I know what's going on now. Well, that'll be my favorite album of all time. Dark Side of the Moon, an excellent album. Not even my favorite Floyd record, but it's up there. I have a hard-on for Animals that is it's like a thirst that never gets quenched. It's like a thirst that never gets quenched. This right here is going into the music needed by ears list. Bam. This is awesome. Completely excellent. Rocks hard, man. Alright, Volum. You have an exam for fall? My friend, best of luck. GZ, see you later, man. Best of luck to you. We love you. CKN Club for life. Thank you for your service in advance. You're going to do great, my man. You're going to do great. Up next, we're going to have The Tiger Warrior by Mike Gordon, then followed up with We Came as Romans and Never Let Me Go. I need to remember orders, which I can do very, very easily. Like I said, if we run a little over today, that's not all that bad. I am not, of course, all I really am is hunger. That's all. But yeah, there was going to be some We Came as Romans, considering the passing of Kyle, which we, of course, came aware of Saturday? Or was that yesterday? Over the weekend, we became aware of that. But yeah, this right here, Mike Gordon's The Tiger Warrior, is off of the Killer Instinct soundtrack. Do I think you're a burden and or a failure at life? The only person who can make that determination, my friend, is you. That is the only person that can make a determination at that idea. And I'll tell you, if other people are telling you that, like if other people are labeling you as that, they're probably wrong. If you feel like you're being a burden, if you feel like you're being a failure, sometimes you have to give some things a try. Like if there's a behavior that you know catches you a lot of flack, maybe change it up a little bit. I don't know. Like I used to be completely like over infatuated with love. Like I used to be completely over infatuated with love for a long, long time. Like until I want to say like 2005, 2006. No, until 2008. And then after I had my near-death experience in 2008, I realized there were some things about myself I needed to change, and that was my focus. That was my focus. So like it was a long process. It took me about 1.5 years in order to be completely and totally okay with what I became and everything like that. You know, it's just, that is not an easy thing to accomplish. You know, you kind of have to have that. You have to. You know yourself better than anybody else. Sometimes it helps to have other people let you know about yourself, but people have the opportunity to lie, or people have the opportunity to be unnecessarily cruel. Their perception is going to be altered by their personal feelings. So they have the potential to be cruel to you without it necessarily being true. They have the potential to be cruel just to be cruel, as opposed to being cruel to be kind. Am I anticipating the new Monstrosity album, Alec? Maybe not as much as I would in years past. I think in years past, I would have been a little bit more like hyped for it. For now, it'll be a cool casual listen, at least in my opinion. Nothing against Monstrosity whatsoever, by the way, whenever I say that. It's just not an album that necessarily causes me to jump for joy. What was my near-death experience? I've mentioned it a couple times in chat. I really don't feel like getting into that tonight. Basically, the Reader's Digest condensed version is that I was on some medication in 2008, and I had a really bad reaction to it, to the point where it landed me in the hospital. Like, I passed out and ended up in the hospital. I had no idea why I was there. And apparently it lowered my blood pressure to the point where I basically was nearly dead. So, it was bad news bears. And it was based off of a dose that my doctor prescribed and told me was A-okay to take. That next day, whoo boy, I laid into him. I was not a happy camper. I was not a happy camper. But, again, like I said, it gave me a reason to kind of look at myself and realize, hey, you know, why did I need this medication in the first place? Because it was an antidepressant. It was an antidepressant that's its side effect had a high chance for things such as what happened. You know what I mean? So it's just, it apparently just came with the territory, which, that's bullshit, if you ask me, you know? Never Let Me Go by We Came as Romans. up next. After that, we'll have 1985 by Bulletin for Soup. Yeah, if you're a very, very angry person, or if very small things trigger you, I hate using that word now. I hate using the word trigger now. It has such a bad connotation these days. But if you are very easily sort of switched from being calm and normal to not, it's worth talking to someone, my man. It really is worth it. It is very worth it, my friend. I was of the same veneer. I was the same hardened, I don't need to talk to anybody attitude. Then I did. And I realized, yeah, I did. I needed to talk to somebody. I needed to have that sort of neutral person in my life where I could basically approach them with anything and they were going to be completely and totally real with me because there's no stock there. You know, I've had folks tell me there is stock there. They want to keep you as a patient. Yeah, but the key aspect of their job is to restore you to good emotional and mental health. So you're not going to go far as like a psychologist or whatever, you know, trying to keep people as a customer or as a patient by giving them bad advice or saying, just walk it off, you know, like it's a fucking bruise. You know, it's one of those deals where you think that you're more, you think that it's a symbol of weakness to talk to somebody. It is actually the opposite. It's actually a sign of strength. Because you're rising above your own vulnerability. And then, hey, what's funny is that you're rising above your own vulnerability to make yourself vulnerable to somebody who then is able to help you. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, I would call it... You don't think that that's how it would work. It does, though. It's crazy. You see, Mango, perhaps that just means that I've had a better run with it, or in some ways I kind of needed to do that, because I at one point in time in my life was making a lot of excuses, but also I think it might have just been a much better or a much more empathetic doctor. One of the big things that the gent that I saw was about was very much like a breathing, like anti-stress technique that he actually helped patent, and it's extremely helpful.
Insurance prior to marriage.
But again, everything is.
They don't
care. Excuse me.
Had the service you had.
You know, everything is subjective to a point where maybe, you know, it very well could just be not the right course, or the right course of therapy. And hitting the bag, let me tell you, that is something that does help. It's a lot better than the things I used to hit back in the day. Like, to the point now, I don't need to hit a bag. I used to hit a like closet, because I had like this closet that I put in the first studio, and anytime I got extremely pissed, that was the first thing I went to. I'm shocked that I never broke my hand, or if I did, I never got it fixed or anything. I doubt that I did, though, because I'm pretty sure if I'd have broke my hand, I would have known it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I know myself a little bit better than that. But who knows? Well, I'll just tell y'all right now, we're getting into we're gonna be getting into the emotional side of the stream. I mean, we're already there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're already there, but we're gonna be getting even deeper into that side. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. These days, a lot of the frustration and stuff comes out as just that, frustration. Like, I'll expel all that usually with a bunch of mentality, or with a lot of just what I say and kind of explain it and talk it out. The only time I ever have gotten violent or, you know, thrown stuff these days, oh man, La Mulana. Games sometimes frustrate the shit out of me, and I have to, like, step back, you know what I mean? Like, I have to step back immediately. Yeah, that's the thing. The bad part about medication for depression, medication for all of that, like that whole entire swath, is that there's not really a guarantee that what is prescribed for you is necessarily going to be the proper drug for you, or if you will react negatively to those drugs. Like, for example, a couple months ago, I felt myself going back down that dark place again. You know, I felt myself going back down to that dark place, and I got prescribed something, and it was great. It was a good little pick-me-up, but now I'm getting a lot more from not taking it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not uncommon for me. That happened to me back in 2010 as well, where it was almost like a demand that I should take something in order to balance and stabilize it. And I'm sure that the initial goal was for it to be this, like, everlasting thing where I never stopped taking them and stuff like that. But shoot, I was fine back then after a month. And again, kind of like that same situation right now. By the time my first prescription ended, again, like, sometimes you need that just to clear your head a little bit. At least that's I think my case. My case is that I need my head cleared at times, and whenever I'm really deep in that funk, my head doesn't let me do that. You know, my head does not allow that to happen. I just get so focused and so geared toward the negative and everything like that that I can't escape. So I need that little nudge in order to get myself out of the abyss, and then once I'm out, I'm good. You know, I'm good for a while. I hadn't been on any sort of medication like that, like antidepressants. Like, I was on something last year, you know, just as a little regulator. I gained too much weight with that, though. I didn't like it. Because my problem is I have anxiety. I have, like, really high anxiety. So I need something just to calm me down a little bit. That's all that is. I really didn't need anything for depression since 2010. You know, 8 years. Long run. Anytime I've ever been on a like an antidepressant, it's never been for very long. The longest run I've had with an antidepressant was back in 2008. That was from, I think it was May or June of that year until the day after I woke up in the hospital. So, that was in September. 3 or 4 months. That's it. So, you know, there's that thing. There's that thing. This is another U-Buy of Mice and Men, by the way. Up next we have So Far Away from Avenged Sevenfold. And then it's going to get rough. We'll have The Spirit Carries On by Dream Theater. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Broken by Scott Stapp. And then Pretty Noose by Soundgarden and Jaguar God. We still have quite a little bit. I'm going to try to get through everything today. I'm going to try to get through all of it today. I may have to depart very shortly. Look into this for just a second. BRB. Mango, that was very, very nice of you, by the way. Okay, Mango with the $2 requested Crush by Dave Matthews. Very, very kind of you. But up next we have So Far Away. I'm going to have to roll for a couple of seconds here. My downstairs neighbor needs help lifting something. So if this runs into another song from A7X, before I get back, I apologize. But she is quite a small girl and needs a hand, so I'm going to go and provide it. I will be right back, folks.
It's tough to talk in religion, so we added to the sides instead.
Well,
It's the cheesy gordita crunch.
I can't even skip this ad. How terrible is that?
The $5 double cheesy gordita crunch box.
I kind of want to go to Taco Bell now. I'm just hungry, though. That's bad. That's bad.
Never feared for anything. Never shame, but never free. A life that healed the broken heart with all that it could. Lived a life so endlessly. Saw beyond what others see. I tried to heal your broken heart with all that I could. Will you stay? Will you stay away forever? How do I live without the ones I love? Time still turns the pages of the book it's burned. Place in time, always on my mind. I have so much to say, but you're so far away. Lands of what our future's home. Foolish lies are growing on. It seems we're so invincible. The truth is so cold. A final song, a last request. A perfect chapter laid to rest. Now and then I try to find a place in my mind where you can stay. You can stay away forever. How do I live without the ones I love? Time still turns the pages of the book it's burned. Facing time, always on my mind. I have so much to say, but you're so far away. Sleep tight, I'm not afraid. The ones that we love are here with me. Lay away a place for me.
I have returned. Just in time. I don't know how I pulled that off with such rapidity, but we did. Mango. Where's the $2 going? So which of the whew, I'm tired. For those of you who are very, very sensitive, tears are okay. I can't see them anyway. This is The Spirit Carries On from Dream Theater.
We could show you.
Oh boy. And another ad that can't be skipped. I hate that. And that pisses me off, man. That's why I turned off the non-skippable ones. Because even like straight up says it increases viewer abandonment. You know what I mean? Cash prize says manga. It says Miss Manga. Whew. So essentially, my neighbor needed help lifting up her bed, like basically the mattress and the box spring. That way she could vacuum underneath of it. And that thing, let me tell you something. I don't know if it's just because of like the way the room is. Like, this is a big freaking bed. Like, holy shit. I was like thinking about the bed I have and how kind of easy it is to manipulate that stuff and move it around. And I look in and I'm like, this is a whole damn room. Whole damn room, this bed. Thanks to Mango. Mango being kind to read Requesting Crush by Dave Matthews, putting it toward the cash prize. Crazy Svetlana is drunk in here. Yo. Crazy CKN is here and sober. A little tired and hungry. Maybe a little horny, I don't know. I said I don't know. God. How do you not know? Very kind of Mango to do that. Yeah, man. Damn the waterworks to fuck with it, man. It's alright. Accept your request on Insta. I accepted yours, Svetlana. I don't think you're talking to me though. I told you, man. This is... It's not my favorite. I'd probably have to restructure that list. But this is one of those songs that whenever I first heard it, between this and Through Her Eyes, it solidified Metropolis as just an amazing, like, transformative album. And it's songs like that that make it as good as it is, I would say. But this was a song that back in the day, whenever I was much younger, used to provide waterworks without any sort of prompt, just from the song itself. I don't know if there is some sort of... Is there a condition... This is very Pink Floyd inspired, by the way. But, I think Mark hates Andy. Oh, man. No. I don't know if there's a condition or if there's a mental affliction that makes you extremely emotionally driven toward music, where there's a better chance for me to cry over music than like life itself. You know what I mean? Because that seems a little weird. It seems like whenever it comes to life itself, I might be a bit emotionless, but whenever it comes to music, it's like a brand new ball game. This is your first listen to them? Oh man. Neil, you got introduced. You got a hell of an introduction, Neil. That's all I can say about that. Kittens are doing very well, Svetlana. All of their eyes are slowly starting to open. I will hopefully have a picture up on Insta sometime tonight. I will hopefully have a picture up. There's not going to be a post-stream smoke break, by the way. What we're going to do is, instead of doing that, we're just going to do a little bit of overtime here. That way we can get the queue cleared out, so... Yeah. Thanks to History of Trunks. Oh. Man. I forgot about that. I have Insta? Yep. Yeah. They're already starting a little bit more. They're already starting to get physical with each other. It's just that they don't know who they're getting physical with or like why. They're just combating over position in the box. Like, they haven't even roamed out of the box yet, unless I pick them up and like place them on my bed or on my couch or something like that, you know? Yeah, Zach D, the Instagram is the same as my as the channel name, or at least it should be. Yeah, I have Instagram. That's one thing I'm, I guess, trying to build up. I don't know. You know, between that and Twitter, I suppose. I don't know, I just don't do enough of that. Now see, I wasn't going to be able to look up that undertone because I would have typed the whole word out. I'd have typed the whole word out, and I'd have been a big old dummy. Up next, though. For a second there, I thought that whenever I typed in Wish You Were Here, which is the next track from Pink Floyd, I thought that it was just not going to come up whatsoever. Like, suggesting that it's not on YouTube whatsoever. Because at first, the only thing that was coming up was Wish You Were Here, Incubus. Which, if you know the song, ain't the one we're looking for. 174 million views. for this track right here, which seems a little low. Honestly, seems a little bit too low. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you this right now. Do not look up this song. Do not look up this song, or if you do on YouTube, do not read the comments section. And it's not because it's, you know, a bunch of trolly fucks. The very second comment that I see here, this might be the saddest comment section I have ever seen. God bless those who have lost their loved ones. I hope to God that I never have to experience sorrow like this in my life. Ryan Schaefer, I don't know if you're out there, but you will. And that's not me being cruel. That's reality. And perhaps it won't be a sorrow that's similar to what others experience, because we all experience sorrow and emotions differently. But if you experience sorrow, that means that you surely also experience happiness. It's too low. I can handle that.
So you think you could tell
This might be hard.
heaven from
Spirit Carries On.
blue skies.
I mentally prepared for that one. This one I didn't, and I forgot that this one sneaks up on me a lot. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that, man. I see this. Thanks, Zach.
Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees.
I was just looking up stuff about shrooms today, so that's what
Hot air for a cool breeze.
weirdly enough. I don't know what got me on the topic. I think it was something I'd watched on YouTube or whatever. That's usually how it happens.
Walk on part in the wall.
You prefer watching Diggo the Otter over cats? Heresy! Sorry, bud. Metropolis is, Neil, honestly, was the place where I started. It's still the album I listen to the most from them to this very day. It's easily their best album. But their entire catalog, there's ups and downs. I was just going to spill it out right in front of you. There are ups and downs in this discography. And lately there's been a lot more kind of downs than ups, you know what I mean? But it's a discography worth experiencing, and you're going to find a lot whenever it comes to progressive metal and progressive rock because of this discovery. Look into them, look into side projects, look into associated acts. You could become a, if you want to know how to become a progressive music band in like one easy step, listen to Dream Theater and read up about them and have a curiosity towards their other projects. There you go. Alright, Riff, you have yourself a good one.
Wish you were here.
It's funny, a funny moment where you remember practicing parallel parking whenever I was learning how to drive. I practiced parallel parking in my folks' car, which was a Cadillac, big car. Very similar to the Buick I have right now as far as size is concerned, like length. Whenever I went to take my test, I went in my grandmother's Pontiac Sunfire, which ironically, the very first type of car that I got, Pontiac Sunfire. This song, man. This song, man. Doom Impending Doom? How close are we to that album? How close are we to that? I'm not exceptionally, like, versed in ID, to be perfectly frank. Even the weaker DT albums have their gems? Oh yeah, the thing is that very rare are you going to have an album where just every song is shit. You know what I mean? There's going to be at least one or two redeeming factors somewhere in there. Like, it's just you just have to go with the odds, you know. Will they necessarily be like top 10 worthy or anything like that? Probably not. Probably not. But there's a lot that is at least acceptable. Okay, Goku, just as a forewarning, I'm unfamiliar with this. Andy, thank you. Big time love day today, man. Lurk and Lurch, I know you were here somewhere. If you weren't, then. If not, dude, then we'll catch him up. We'll catch him up. He showed me an album yesterday that was very depressing. It was something else, man.
There is a question I want to understand. Why can't everyone
Lich King? Oh yeah.
tell the truth and learn to love again? Do you know
Yeah.
what it feels like to be broken and used?
Which one?
And confused? Do you know
I need to look.
what it feels like to be broken and used?
The Eternal?
Scared and
Yeah, The Eternal.
yes, I know. One more
Waiting for the Endless Dawn.
I know time is dead.
Yeah. That's it, Andy. I know Scott Stapp gets a lot of heat.
Is what
I put a lot of heat on him. I put a lot of heat on him.
really real?
There's some things that he does as a person that are just pretty questionable.
The answer's not all the
His voice is easy to mock, but whenever it comes down to it, Scott Stapp is a good singer. I'll go ahead and say it.
look above the
And I'm going to say another thing that is going to solve the question of why a lot of bands or a lot of groups end up getting hated. And it's because whenever you hear a song so many times that it feels like it's being beaten in your face, hard to come back from that. See you later, Svetlana. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely post one tonight if I can. Turtle Tears of Sorrow is really good. This is Morrow. This is wonderful. I mean, it really is. It feels like sitting, and it's about to be that hour too over here. I know over there it no doubt is. There's still light over here. It's only 7:11 p.m. But in about an hour, it's going to be extremely dark, very different than it is right now. And I'm going to sit outside with the outside cat crazy, and I'm just going to look out and listen to the sounds of the night, and it's going to be the most beautiful feeling, really.
Yes, I know.
I can't believe I worked this early. Like, who are you? You're Svetlana. I know this one. What does Svetlana do? My guess is something fun. We'll figure out one day. This is Broken by Scott Stapp. And again, like I said, there are some songs, like for example, weirdly enough, whenever we listen to Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay on Friday, because it's been such a long time since that song was anywhere around me. I mean, it's just a hip-hop dance song, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing special, no matter which way you put it. But it wasn't that bad. Like, it didn't draw so much fury as it did back then, like whenever it was everywhere. And what's odd about it is that that song drew out so much fury, but yet Despacito never did. Like, I got sick and tired of hearing it to the point where I was just, that's the madness. That's the maddening part of songs like that, is that it just becomes so commonplace. And, you know, the funny thing is that if you heard, say, this track, which is Pretty News by Soundgarden, if you heard this song as many times as you maybe hear Despacito during a day, or Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay back then, or probably today it's, you know, In My Feelings by Drake, you'd be tired of it too. Yeah, I haven't seen Lee in a bit. But yeah, we do have a couple of we have a Russian congregation, if we want to call it that. Metal Fury, As I Lay Dying Within Destruction with the $2. Where is that heading, my friend? I forget. Told you, I'm bad at this. I suck at this. You'll check up on him? Thank you, Andy. Dude, I appreciate that. She's a really good girl. She really is. To number 4 for Metal Fury, and Gamma says go to number 3 with his, which we will take a look at here momentarily to see what we are exactly dealing with here. Thanks to both of you, I appreciate that. If I remember, I think Leah missed the event, so she's been very adamant about it happening again. Which, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't have the forethought during that to have my camera running. A Pleasant Shade of Grey, Part 9. By Fate's Warning. Dude. $3 from Gamma Angel going to number 3. With just oh my gosh. The emotion. Fate's Warning is, in some ways, it's kind of a travesty how underrated they are. If I'm being real. If I'm being just as real as humanly possible. People know that name. People know the name, they know the number, you know, as they say, you know. But that does not understate the fact that they really should be, and they're one of the big 4, I would say. Painfully underrated? I do. I would say yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially these days. I think they are painfully underrated. You take a listen to... Wow. I remember Disconnected getting hype from the late 90s. But then, what I mean, I think, by that is the fact that their stuff is oftentimes forgotten by people. You know, you can still have a conversation with folks about Symphony X very easily. Fate's Warning, you gotta find the right person. You gotta find the right person. You need to sleep? We'll toss on Fates next in that case, and then we'll have As I Lay Dying, and then we'll have Jaguar God. We're going to close the stream on Jaguar God and Crash. We'll close it out on... well, no we won't. We have something else coming in. That's the first part, by the way, that immediately comes in. Is part number 9. Were you going to play my requests? Yeah, the all request stream for free queue is still in session, my friend. It's just that anything that's paid for gets queue priority. I believe you have a couple left over. Let me take a look. Yeah, because we played Gyroscope. We still have, for you, OA. We have Thrown Into the Fire by Trivium. We have Playing God by Paramore. And I think that may be it. It is, yes. Oh wait, no, we have Wake Up by the Black Veil Brides also. So your 5, out of your 5, we have played one of them. I know. You just made me want to take a look to see if it was still there. I wanted to see what you had left. You were going to change the ones that you had left on those tracks. Andy, I will. All things considered, Andy, I'm going to send this to you over on Facebook. So if the stream lags for a second, I apologize. Because Andy, yeah, I'm definitely okay with giving you that, ability. Because you're one of the folks that I know will not fuck off and fuck around with this and be ridiculous. Stupid. So yeah, the link will be over on your Facebook, my dude. You can do that at your leisure. Oh. Would help if I hit the right button. But yeah, it should be over there for you, Andy. Oh, I also played Africa. It's okay. I tossed you the link, dude. Feel free to take a look at everything. You'll see what's left over and all that. Justin is still in the building. And he has requested one more. Alice in Chains, Low Ceiling, great stream, a lot of talk about life. A lot more you'd like to say, but it takes me way too long to put your thoughts into words. Hey dude, I'll tell you, I say I'm the world's worst streamer whenever it comes to being coherent about stuff like that, because it's hard for me to do that. I get sidetracked quite a bit, and I also find myself getting affected by my thoughts kind of live as I'm, you know, bringing them up, thinking them up, and trying to place them in language for all of y'all. It's certainly not an easy thing to do at all times. I take it Reed's has kind of departed. It's probably been a while, huh? It's probably been a while, huh?
Nice choices. See now Verizon lets you mix and match your family. It's like you mix and match your
Now the thing is that Crush is actually an 8-minute long song, but there is a version that is under 5. So that's the version we're going to be playing. I hate whenever that happens. I'll see you later, Andy. You have yourself a good one, man. Scaring him off with questions? Well, in that case, he's Unfortunately, going to miss Crush, but I will say this. Mango, I don't know how versed you are on Dave. This is a song that oftentimes gets a lot of attention at concerts, and sometimes you're going to get a lot of different jams based off of this. Made the changes? Cool! Alright, man. Alright, Andy, have yourself a good one. You were an anonymous chinchilla. Wow. I am now thinking about my college days, and my God, I just got the stupidest smile on my face because of this song. Yeah. Sometimes I don't think I fully respected or understood how lucky I've been to meet some of the folks that I have. You know, a lot of times we get really wrapped up in the fact that maybe folks are no longer in our lives, or we feel alone at the time. But man, oh man, sometimes you just have to sit back and just be happy as hell at the things that you experience, the people that you know, people that you knew, whatever it might be. Again, club for life indeed. But there are a lot of folks that, whenever I was in school, and it wasn't even, and the thing is it was a smaller school, so you didn't necessarily just meet and were close with just the folks you went to school with. You got to know their families. You got to know brothers, sisters. Hell, there's one summer where I nearly was in a relationship with my roommate's sister's best friend. That's how close that we all kind of were. And man, I'm thinking about us driving in, at that point it was late April, or no, it was actually the first week or so of May, driving in a very nice 60 to 70 degree West Virginia air, going to a place, oh man, it's just good times, my friends, good times. Friends and moments that will transcend time. Yeah, Gamma, I'm gonna be right behind you soon. I hope. I want to make sure that I get this. I want to make sure I get the queue finished up though. I want us to start fresh tomorrow. Give yourself a good one, Gamma. But this is okay because as it stands right now, if I hold off until, I'm thinking this will probably end around 7:45, 8 o'clock. You know, Miss CKN comes home at 8 from work, so I guess it just gets up to eat then. Silvergun Superman by Bubba Mike, $1.99 request there. Hey, my friend, where's that $1.99 going, man? Let me know. Within Destruction by SLA Dying's up next. Bubba says this goes to the cash prize. Cash prize is, we have to update that cash prize amount here momentarily. Gotta get that out of the way. So the cash prize right now as it stands, now at 77.66. Doing pretty damn well. Doing pretty damn well. I need to make sure I find the adequate and correct place. There it is. There we go. I think we're going to freeze things right here. I think we're going to freeze things right here. And that's mostly an insurance policy. It's mostly as an insurance policy that I do get out of here on time. But we will be hopefully streaming tomorrow. That's the plan, at least. So, yeah, a track in mind or anything like that, and you didn't get a chance to donate to get it in, we will be streaming tomorrow around the same time. Probably start around 3 or 4 o'clock. I may want to start a little bit earlier. I may want to start a little bit earlier tomorrow. We will see. But we'll stream tomorrow. We're going to take Wednesday off. Thursday we will stream, and Friday is the finale. So that's going to be a pretty big stream. That one will probably be maybe a 2 o'clock start. We might start that one a little bit earlier and try to run that for about 5 hours. This is Within Destruction by As I Lay Dying. Yeah, this is As I Lay Dying Within Destruction. We have a couple of songs that remain. I think it's the same one. I don't know. It might not be. I think we are going to put a freeze on things for tonight. We have 3 songs left in the queue. I definitely know that the streaming needs to end because my headphones are starting to short out. Awesome. That's always great. Up next we have Jaguar God by Mastodon.
Search millions of...
Jaguar Jesus. It needs to be the sequel. Jaguar Jesus, and then we need Jaguar the Holy Ghost. The Holy Jaguar Ghost. Oh yeah, my headphones are just completely going to hell. You have Justin to thank for that, my friend. Just a very, very good submission. One that he's made multiple times before, in fact. I have a feeling that, Justin, you like this song quite a bit as well. Gonna head out, Zach. You have yourself a good night. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, for those of you who are still here, let's take a look right now. Let's take stock in where we are right now with the prize bid war. $313.06, less than $80 away. Actually, no, I'm taking that back. Less than $90 away from being guaranteed payout. Metalhead Box 3-month subscription, number 3. Second place, we have the cash prize at $242.90. That's only $157.10 away from being guaranteed. Hell's Headbangers gift card, $100, is in third place right now at $168.20. That one needs a little bit more. It needs $231.80 in order to be a guaranteed payout. Meanwhile, the 4 terabyte Western Digital external hard drive, it's the little engine that could, and it's going to be the little engine that needs a lot of help these last couple days. $46.41. be a guaranteed payout, it would require $353.59. Cash prize right now is $77.66. Total right now is $776.57, and you see that on your left, which means our current donation, our current 30% split, $232.97, man. Be proud of yourselves, guys. This has been going, this is exceptional. Yeah, this is really, really good. You never know what'll happen. The last 3 days of bid war, prize war, whatever, is always insane, always absurd. That's whenever the big boys come out and play, and it's usually crazy. We still have a lot of tracks left in the all requested stream for free queue that we will get to as time passes. I actually have to go through this and clean it up a little bit. Definitely have to clean it up just a little bit. Ensure that everything is a-okay with it. Seems like every single time I look at it, it's a little bit different. And there was one number that just wasn't used whatsoever. Okie dokie then. Iron. Alright, actually. What's going on? How are you doing? Yeah, we are down to our last two songs on the queue. Up next we will have Silver Gun Superman, and then we are going to finish it off with a little bit more Alice in Chains. We have had multiple Alice in Chains songs thus far this afternoon, and we're going to finish off with one more. Hell yeah. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that at all. I'll tell you what I can go wrong with. Jason, what's going on, man? He says he just saw Slayer with Lamb of God, Anthrax, Napalm Death, and Testament. Man, that's a very good lineup. Especially that Napalm Death being a part of that. That's pretty awesome. That's a pretty crazy lineup. That had to be a heck of a good show. Somebody says deathcore is pop, and they've never listened to a single deathcore song in their life. You know, I think what that more so is I don't think they're trying to classify it in the pop side. I think what they're instead doing is trying to illegitimize it because they don't prefer it. They don't want to give it legitimate credence because they themselves don't like it. I don't know. I don't know who we're talking about. I don't know who we're talking about in this case. I tell you what, I follow Anthrax on Instagram, and the stuff that I've been seeing, and then some of the videos that I've watched of them on this tour, I wouldn't be surprised if Anthrax was a band that went into the studio with that fury and released a damn good album. That their next release is probably going to be really solid. And the sad thing is that they're still, regardless, they are still number 4 whenever it comes to the big 4 in the eyes of many. In the eyes of many, they are number 4. And really, whenever it comes to overall popularity, that's probably true as well. It's kind of weird. And Napalm Death, let me just tell you, for doing the grindcore style for as long as they have, they still sound just savage. They sound insane, which is awesome. because that's what napalm's all about. They kind of had a little bit of a weird deviation point in the mid-90s, but then again, a lot of metal bands did. But they refocused, and damn, you know, I can't imagine doing that style of music in my like late 40s, early 50s, or however old they are, because they've been around since late 80s, you know? You know, they are one of the true godfathers. They are true godfathers that deserve all the respect that they are granted. Though it makes you wish that more folks kind of knew about some of the other underground acts that came from that whole era, such as Extreme Noise Terror. It's kind of a shame that some of those groups required either a talks of a reunion or a reunion with a brand new record, or like for me, for some bands, it's been based off of reading books that spoke about the history of that era. Testament, as far as the sound is concerned, I would agree with you, David, because they seem to follow the sound of the Big Four a little bit more than Anthrax does. But at the same time, I would also be hesitant to boot them out. And remember, the Big Four is the Big Four. I mean, whatever. I don't understand why Exodus, Testament, Death Angel, and maybe Overkill didn't get together and made like the real Big Four tour or something like that. You know what I mean? Like why they didn't promote themselves that way. Like, I feel like that's something you could do. I read books? Hell yeah, man. Always gotta keep learning, my friend. Gotta keep learning. If you don't give food to your brain, then your brain goes hungry. There could have been like a Big 12, Big 16, man. I mean, let's be real here. We have a Big 4 Teutonic Thrash. Not as well known. But really, whenever it comes to the scenes, it's like the only other one that gets any sort of recognition. Besides the regular Big 4, the Big 4 Teutonic Thrash gets shine. You know, so that's, you know, you're talking about your creators, you're talking about your Destructions, etc. Tankard. The need to sneeze again. Shit. I don't know, like, Anthrax has truly got their place in history, and it's worthy, I would say, of being in the Big Four. I was looking for my lighter. It's in my pack. I'm an idiot. Damn. I'm just a retard. Funny thing was, I'm listening here to, this is off of an album entitled Purple by Stone Temple Pilots. Great album, by the way. And whenever I went and saw Weezer and the Pixies about, it's coming up on about 2 months ago. It was in early July, like July the 10th, I think it was. We left before Weezer was completely done with their encore because it was just Say It Ain't So. And listen, if you've heard Say It Ain't So, you've heard Say It Ain't So. You know what the song's going to be like. So we figured, okay, we'll beat the traffic a little bit. Ha! I was able to listen to this entire album. I was able to listen to Purple and have it spin back around. And was starting off on, I believe, either Meat Plow or Lounge Fly by the time I finally got out of the arena, you know, with my car, like back onto the highway to head home. It was such a long line. Like, this isn't a very long album, but it's not necessarily like listening to Altered States of America by Agoraphobic Nosebleed. Ain't that short. You know? I want to say this album's like around 40 minutes in length. Big Four of black metal? I have to throw Emperor in there without any sort of doubt. You'd have to throw in Mayhem. I feel like Immortal needs to be in there. I feel like Immortal needs to be in there. And I feel like kicking Burzum out just to be a bitch. Just to be a saucy freaking bitch. Yeah, I'll do that. It wouldn't fly because in reality Burzum's had more of an impact, but alright. Last track of the day, and it's a track that means a lot to me. Probably why it was recommended, because track that means a lot to me, considering whenever this song came out, right around the same time as whenever my uncle took his own life, and this song helped get me through. This is Low Ceiling by Alice in Chains. Thanks everybody for stopping out. I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a good night. That's because people do not want to feel like Kurt Cobain was nothing more than somebody who took on the influences of his king peers, but were actually just his heroes. They want him to be seen as this completely original guy. And the thing is that that's not what Kurt Cobain even wanted. That isn't what Kurt wanted. Kurt just wanted to play music. Anyway. Had to chime in. See ya.